I just came out of COVID and I thought it'd be really funny if I like just didn't shave the whole time, but now I have this like gross, like I don't know if you can see it, this gross little bit of fluff under my chin. It's disgusting. I thought it would be so funny. I'll wake up every morning and like look more decrepit as I don't shave, and then it worked. Except I can't grow facial hair because I'm straight boy white male. So alright, I fixed the problem. I'm looking a little bit more human now. No more scraps and scrapes. Favorites are one of the most indecisive chocolates that I know. Like, there's no... Of all the things, you know, you look at, like, fruit bursts, for example, and, like, it's generally agreed upon by most people. I mean, I don't know if everyone agrees, but people don't like the banana one, people like the red one, and they like the purple one. You ask the same thing about favorite chocolates, you're gonna get a ton of different answers. So I'm here to settle the problem. I think I have the solution. My opinion's the only correct opinion, so I'll do it. I will be ranking every single favorite chocolate, not just that's already in the box right now, but all of the past favorites chocolates, all the special edition favorites. Yeah, I'm doing them all. Let's start with the quintessential, the milk chocolate. I don't really necessarily have a problem with it, but if your favorite is the milk chocolate favorite, you are not an interesting person, and I don't want to be friends with you. I think the milk chocolate has to go in D tier, and I think that's probably the only place I can put it. Now the crunchy, now that's a different story. The crunchy bar is sort of it's an icon, you know. It's hokey pokey. It's got a really nice crunch to it. It's filled differently when they fill it up. Like the one half of the bar is like really tough, and the other one's like really light and soft and like honeycomby. If you know, you know. The crunchy bar is just good. If you know, you know. It's getting an A tier. Caramello. I'm a little bit split on Caramello. Caramello is, well, it's not bad, but it's just not one that I go for in the favorites box. It's not one that I'm actively seeking out, and it always seems to be one that's near the bottom of the box when I finish. It's better than milk chocolate, but it's not better by much. It's going in the D tier. Now you may be wondering why I didn't put the milk and caramello in the C tier, like, you know, close to the middle. The reason is, I think there's a big difference between the boring chocolates and the interesting chocolates. And the perfect example of that is Marvelous Creations. Is it a marvelous creation? No, it's just chocolate with popping candy and M&Ms in it. Oh, sorry, pebbles. But it's not great. It's fine, it's interesting, it's got some stuff going for it, but overall, it's a C tier. The flake. Now I've got some opinions. I got some opinions about the flake, okay? I think I know what's happening with the flake. I got some opinions on the flake. The flake, it tastes better than the normal chocolate. And I don't necessarily know why. It's like the way they aerate it, right? It's like how a flake is a flake, you know? McDonald's ice cream has the flake. It's a good chocolate, but the problem is, when you open up that little packet, half of the flake is already crumbled off, and you can't eat it very well. You have to like, you know, like you shouldn't have to tip the wrapper to enjoy the chocolate. It's just completely everywhere. It's a mess to eat. If you're at a friend's house and you're having an open little favorites are there, and you take a flake, you open that, it's going everywhere. It's going all over your lap, all over the couch you're sitting on. Awful chocolate. It's going in E tier. It's going in E tier purely for that reason. It tastes better than the milk chocolate. Now, Dream chocolate. I think Dream is good. I think it's better than milk chocolate and caramello. I think it's a whole tier above. Now, that being said, it's not technically chocolate. White chocolate's not typically chocolate. It's, I don't know, it's basically just sugar. It's basically just like milky sugar, but milky sugar is better than milk chocolate. And you know what? It's called Dream. And we love Dream, so it's gotta go in C tier.
So it's 4 a.m. right now when I'm making this video. I'm in the bathtub, so if any of this doesn't make any sense, that's why.
The picnic bar. Picnic bar is a very split opinion, I think. It's a bit of a controversial one on the list, because there's a lot of people who genuinely like the picnic bar, like me, and people who really don't like the picnic bar. But one thing I think that can be said about it, it's generally not one of the last ones you see in the bottom of the favorites box. So for that reason, I think its placement is warranted. I think it's going to be the top of C tier.
Yes, and I've packed us a delicious picnic.
Now, we have the best chocolate in favorites right now. Undisputed best chocolate. I think most people can agree it's at least good. I don't know, not everyone like loves it, but Boost, it's great. It's S tier. It's also called Moro Gold. If you heard of Moro Gold, it's the same thing. It's got the perfect kind of caramel. It's got a nice chewy caramel instead of that weird liquidy stuff that you have in the caramello bar. It's got a nice crunch to it as well. It's the perfect balance between the Moro bar and the crunchy bar and the caramello bar. It's got it all. It's great. It is the best chocolate in the favorites box. Now, that being said, its counterpart Moro, it's not bad. It's a bit of like a mission, you know, to consume a Moro bar. When you're eating a Moro bar, there's a lot of chewing. It has a very chewy caramel, and it's gonna take you a while. You know, it's not for the lighthearted. Moro bar, not for lighthearted, but not bad. I think it belongs in the top. I was thinking top of C tier, but you know what? I think B tier probably more accurately describes my thoughts on the Moro. Turkish Delight is like the picnic bar, okay? It's very split, you know. Some people, you either love it or you hate it. You don't not mind it, you know. It's very, you know, split opinion. But I will say that I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good addition. I think the consistency is good. I remember as a kid I would always put the Turkish Delight in my mouth and suck all of the chocolate off and then just chew the delight on the inside. But I don't know if that's really the best way to enjoy the chocolate, nor do I think it really adds any value to the chocolate. I think it belongs at the bottom of C tier. It's not much better than caramel and milk chocolate, but I think it's better. Old Gold.
Okay.
No. Old Gold is F tier. It's gross. It's dark chocolate, and it's not good dark chocolate, okay? If you want good dark chocolate, you can get expensive good dark chocolate. This is Cadbury dark chocolate, okay? It's not good. It goes in F tier. Everything I've listed so far is something you can find in your standard favorites box. Now we are moving on to the retired favorites, or favorites of the special editions, things like that. And to start us off, we have the Cherry Ripe. Oh boy, do I have some thoughts and opinions on the Cherry Ripe. The Cherry Ripe is the greatest mistake of humanity. The Cherry Ripe was invented by Hitler to troll the world. The Cherry Ripe is disgusting. It was consistently the chocolate you would see at the bottom of the favorites box because nobody wanted it. It's gross, it's disgusting, it's coconut and artificial cherry with dark chocolate. It's disgusting. I don't know who likes the Cherry Ripe. If you like the Cherry Ripe, you're gross. Bottom of F tier, permanently worst chocolate ever.
Oh, right. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
To follow that up, we have a great chocolate. Bubbly. If you haven't had Bubbly before, it's basically just mint Aero chocolate. That's it. I don't know if you've had that before. They just copied that, and it worked well. It was a great addition to the favorites roster. We didn't have anything minty before, and it was in there for a while, but they eventually took it out. I'm not sure why. I don't know what they necessarily replaced it with. Maybe it was the Marvelous Creations. I don't know. But Bubbly is going in A tier. Now, the timeout bar was taken out quite a long time ago, actually. It's been in the favorites box for a while, you know, with the OGs, but eventually they decided, hey, we don't want it in the favorites box anymore. We're going to take it out. The timeout bar is basically just a crappy version of a Kit Kat. It is a worse version of the Kit Kat, but because favorites doesn't have a Kit Kat in its normal roster, it still makes B tier. It's still good. It's still really good. Even though it's not as good as a Kit Kat, it's still good. Elf Popping Candy. Now, have you ever had Pop Rocks before, or any sort of popping candy? Because it doesn't work in chocolate. There's a reason they discontinued this. They used to put these little popping candy chocolate elves in favorites around Christmas time. You know, that's really cute. It's a cute idea. It just sucks that the elves were bad. So this is going in E tier. Now we've moved on to what I'm going to call Freddo Frog and Friends. Like a bunch of like little character chocolates that they decided to make. Like a little tiny little funny little character. Now the Freddo Frog is just a better version of milk chocolate because it's in the shape of a frog. I distinctly remember biting the head off of Freddo frogs as a child because I thought that was fun to do. Because of that single feature, it completely trumps milk chocolate and caramello chocolate. Freddo Frog Milky Top. He has this weird thing going on where he's half milk chocolate and half white chocolate. Okay, so while looking for a picture of Freddo Frog Milky Top, I found that the white chocolate part is usually on the top and then the milk chocolate's on the bottom. However, there's a rare chance that it's the other way around, and it is definitely Freddo Frog blackface. And, you know, it is better than the Freddo Frog because it gives you a little bit, you know, there's more stuff going on. It's better, you know. Dream, it's half Dream basically. Basically, if Dream and Freddo Frog had a child, that is Freddo Frog Milky Top, and it's D tier. Caramello Koala. It's a Freddo Frog that's a koala that has caramel on the inside. And it's better than Caramello. I'd say maybe it's better than the Freddo Frog, but it's not as good as the half Dream character. Buzzbar. Buzzbar is like a chocolate fish, but instead of being pure marshmallow, it's got a little bit of caramel in there. And it's good. It tastes nice. I wouldn't say it's incredible or amazing, but I think it's the top of C tier. The Chew Bar. The Chew Bar is bad. The Chew Bar is very bad. It's just, picture a Moro in your head. Picture a Moro, right? Now, picture the chewy part of the Moro being the flavor of toothpaste, and that is what a Chew Bar is. E tier. Twirl. Twirl is the better version of Flake. Picture a flake, but they coat the outside layer in chocolate that isn't crumbly, so that when you open it up, you have these nice chocolate bars instead of having a bunch of crumbled mess. It literally fixes the problem, and it fixes it so well, it makes it all the way up to B tier. I think it even beats out the timeout bar. That is the difference between the flake and the twirl. Is that one thing fixes it completely, and yet they still have the flake in the normal box and the twirl is in special editions. I don't understand. Chocolate Fish, I mentioned it before. It's a classic, it's good, it's going in B tier. Now we have one of the worst chocolates, Fruit and Nut. This is like the worst version of Black Forest chocolate. I don't know if you've had Black Forest chocolate before. It's alright. It's never been in the favorites box before. But Fruit and Nut is like that, except you replace the little jelly bean pieces and little crunchy pieces with really bad nuts and raisins. It's gross. It's not healthy. I don't know why they're trying to make it healthy, because it's not. It's F tier. It's disgusting. Okay, now we have chocolates which were in the worst favorites box ever, the Favorites Milk Chocolate Edition, where every single favorite has been replaced with the most boring basic milk chocolate favorite, and they just pump it with some random filling, like the caramello filling, except with mint. The mint one, toothpaste, bad mint flavor, goes in E tier. The pineapple one, imagine a caramello, but instead of caramel flavor, it's artificial pineapple and it tastes gross. F tier. The strawberry version of that tastes like medicine. Double F tier. This is really the worst that Favorites has ever done. I am still shocked today about how genuinely awful Favorites milk chocolate is. It's disgusting. Look at the pineapple milk chocolate. Look at it. It's disgusting. Caramel chocolate. I don't really like it that much, I'll be honest. It's like sort of a weird mix between milk chocolate and white chocolate, but then they also decided that they were going to add a little bit of caramelness to it and call it caramel chocolate, but to me it just tastes bad. Because I think it's just me, I'm going to put it in the bottom of D tier, despite the fact that I personally would probably put it in E tier, but just because I feel like it's a me problem, specifically, it's going in the D tier. Hang on a second, there's still one. Dairy Milk Coconut Rough. You already tried coconut with the cherry ripe and it didn't work, so why would Coconut Rough work? It's not going to work. You know where it's going to work? It's going to work in the F tier. This is the perfect opinion. This is the correct opinion. If you have any differing opinions, you can put them in the comments section and I will ignore them.